at this work starting with my partner, Ed Deci. Intrinsic motivation is when you do an activity simply because you enjoy the activity itself. Now, compensation, which I just mentioned, is often a focus of motivational studies, and compensation is kind of a tricky thing to consult on because compensation has different meanings to people. The main thing about getting paid well is it works to motivate if what it conveys is you're valued. We think you're important in this organization, and getting paid for that not only is extrinsically satisfying, but it also helps support your sense of competence and your sense of relatedness and your sense of autonomy because you're being included and cared about by the organization itself. But we can also use pay in a way that's very controlling to employees. For instance, we say, well, you'll get high pay, but if you do this or that. I actually used to have I was in a department where our year-end raise was dependent on exactly how many papers we wrote or what kind of grants we got. And it felt very controlling when your pay is so easily manipulated to get you to do certain things. One cool study that illustrates this comes from a Norwegian insurance company. It was led by Bot Guvas. And what he showed is, you can see here, base pay, higher base pay contributes to more autonomous motivation and more work effort. When you start making that base pay contingent on certain outcomes, it starts to feel more controlling. So when they did this on an annual basis, it had a weak negative effect on autonomous motivation and a positive effect on controlled motivation. When you start reducing that to the quarter, and I'm going to manipulate your pay on a quarterly basis, I'm even more closely evaluating you and controlling your performance, leading to more sense of being controlled, and then to negative outcomes in terms of work effort and turnover and tension. You can see when the autonomous motivation is there, there's very low turnover and tension compared to controlled motivation.